to the second studio album when you had the collaboration with Elton John to do the cover of Saturday Nights. So can you tell me how that happened?
That was, we wanted to do a cover on that record, and we really couldn't agree on anything, except for that song was one that nobody could say, no, I don't like that one. Everybody we talked to was like, yeah, that's a cool song for Elton John, And once Mike put his metal guitar spin on it, it changed the whole thing for us. And we were like, yeah, this is kind of cool. I don't think we've played that live ever.
I still want to write Elton John a letter and apologize to him for doing that to his song.
Well, you have to play when you come back to Dublin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Why not? So you have any other covers of any other collaborations for to cover songs?
Didn't you do? You did something with Metal Allegiance, didn't you, Eric?
Oh yeah, I did do a thing with Metal Allegiance, which is Dave's band from Megadeth, and I've done a couple little things here and there, but nothing. I like to be busy with Flotsam most of the time, so people ask me to do stuff, and
But this cover did the job. Very, very good one. We had Elton John.
That's fun. We did a couple other covers. We did a large song called Fork Boy. And what else? Oh, we did, what was the Black Sabbath tune we did?
Oh, Fairies Wear Boots. Yeah, we did that one.
Fairies Wear Boots, yeah.
Okay. That was a fun one because King Diamond, when we toured and we were playing that song, we were doing tours with King Diamond, and he would come out and he would announce it. And I think he actually came in and sang a couple times. Like he did like the whole Sonny and Cher thing with you, Eric, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. And then I paid him back at the end of the tour. He had his little grandma character come out on stage every night. And the last night of the tour, he came out and grandma's on one side and I was in the grandma outfit on the other side. And there's two grandmas and he was freaking out. He messed the song up and everything. It was pretty hilarious.
That's pretty cool.
Yes. Very funny.
We have nice comments here. Actually, question from Gabriel. Eric's voice is as good as ever, and he's consistently astonishing. So maybe Elton would like to do a duet with Eric.
Yeah, probably. I don't think Elton will ever know who I am. So. Maybe Elton can do a Flotsam cover. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Imagine Elton John do the Flotsam cover.
That would be whoa. And then your band is going to the roof, like, whoa.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd love to hear Elton try to sing Hammerhead. That'd be great.
Yeah. Here we have Ian Jones. Any chance for UK tour with Accept? Or even better, a headlining tour?
That would be great. Probably headlining tour will be through their next year sometime. UK is always a great place to play. So we've got a lot of friends there. It's where our graphic artist guy is from Very Metal Art. And it would be a lot of fun. We've had a blast every time we've ever been there. So we're itching to hit everybody everywhere, and we're going to try to do that next year for sure.
Yeah, I hope it will be easy now because of the Brexit and stuff.
But we will see.
The problem is going to be that every band on the planet has been sitting home, and they're all going to want to be on tour at the same time. There's going to be a good show every night,
But Flotsam and Jetsam with blood and water. We have here Brian, who wants as well, does Flotsam and Jetsam have an European headline tour planned for new album Blood on the Water, and will Dublin be on the tour?
Anytime that we are on a headline tour anywhere in Europe, Dublin is definitely on our list. We have a lot of fans there, and it's a great place to play. So, we try to hit everywhere. I'll play anywhere. I don't care. I'll play North Pole, South Pole.
Amazing. That will be something. And their concert, metal concert.
Yes, yes.
And Brian has another question. Will Flotsam and Jetsam be coming to Dublin on Accepts to Men to Die tour?
That would be great.
Not really sure. I don't know if I've seen the entire tour lineup yet, or who knows if it's months away. Who knows if that tour will even happen? But it's
we hope
we'll go anywhere they take us. That's for sure.
That would be great.
So about tours, Dave is requesting UK.
Dave, what guitars do you want to see? I'll show you. I'll show you whichever one. Start off with this one.
So you can play.
This one here is the one that was in the we just did in the video. Jackson. It's a Jackson. You know what? It's not an American-made one. It's just a regular Jackson guitar, and I don't know. I kind of like the feel of them. I'm playing these things in ESPs at the moment.
How many guitars you have? All these there, or you have more?
I definitely have more than I can count on these. I'll probably have to use my feet. Probably 25, I'd say, maybe.
25.
Can you guys tell us if there is like a concept behind?
There isn't a general concept behind the entire album. I mean, I'm sure we could probably read all the lyrics and come up with one, but it's we kind of treated each song as its own thing on this record.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's the gist of the whole album is, brace yourself for impact. The new Flotsam record's out, and you better hang on to something.
Okay, and can you tell us how the writing process, creative process was happening? Like, how did you create song after song? Like, did you do the lyrics first, or the music, or like, how did that all work out?
Mike and Steve are much more creative than I am, so I wait till they get the music actually written, and then I take all the credit from there.
Yeah, our tunes usually start with a guitar riff, and we try to give, we send everything back and forth to each other, as opposed to getting like going old school and all rehearsing inside of a rehearsal studio. But these files we end up passing back and forth. Steve will write a riff, and he'll have like a 90% structure done for AK. He'll send it over to AK, and I do the same thing. I'll write a whole song and send it over to AK, and I know my songs are making it to your recycle bin, the ones that you don't like, but that's okay. That's okay. But that's how it usually starts. Something AK and Ken can work on and put these huge chorus lines and stuff on it, and actually, put the details into the song. That's how it usually works. And then by the time I get the song back, it sounds almost completely different, but it's way better than what my vision of it was, Yeah,
the really cool thing about our writing process now, I mean, back in the day, I had maybe 8-9 songs from Mike Gilbert to work on, and one from Ed Carlson and one from Kelly and now I've got basically 2 Mike Gilberts. Steve Conley was one of the best additions to this band ever. I mean, he's he writes great songs, and he writes just as many, if not more, than Mike does. So I've got so much stuff to choose from now. It's unbelievable. You know, it's like having two of the same guitar players, except, you know, they're both ugly.
But then how do you make a choice? Like if you have so many like good songs, like and the album is still kind of limited, like how would you choose which song would you like to put in the album?
That was kind of crazy this last time. We all voted on it. There were so many good songs. We voted on which ones we all thought, and we all had different picks. So it was really kind of a waste of time for us all to vote, because we were even more confused when we were done with it. Like, oh my God, you know. So then we started going out to outside sources. Like we went to the record label, and actually some very close friends, and brought some other people into the mix that would kind of help us make those decisions. You know, because actually when you're recording and then you hear all this stuff, you're kind of in a bubble. You know, you don't really know what it's going to sound like to a fresh ear, like somebody that's never heard it before. You know. And we get emotionally attached to our songs too. Like there was a couple that didn't make it on the record that I wanted to, and I cried for a day or two. But I listen to the mix now, and I'm pretty happy. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, not only that, but we had the whole record pretty much written, and somebody will come up with another song, and we're like, "Oh, that's the best one yet." Now we got to pick one to kick out, you know. So it was. It's kind of a nice thing to have too much music and too much material to choose from.
Maybe use for the next album.
We always say we're going to use songs that didn't make it to the record on the next album, and for the next album we end up writing another 25, 30 songs. So it's hard to go back to something that got ousted once when you've got all this new cool stuff. So
yeah,
so
we definitely still have a lot of gas in the tank. Our gas light hasn't came on at all yet. So we've got, we still have anger issues. You know, this ain't our final rodeo here. We got a couple more rodeos to do.
And what does happen to the songs that never went to the album? Like
they're just space wasters on my computer.
This album, I saw that Jacob Hansen was involved, who we know from Volbeat, which I'm a big fan. So I'm wondering, in what way does he innovate Flotsam and Jetsam? So in what way does Jacob Hansen like help your music to be better and so on?
You know, we're always looking for somebody to do that, the perfect mix for it. And we've come close a few times over our career, but you know, once we started working with Jacob, it was pretty clear that, you know, he's the guy we want to use. I mean, he's extremely professional, and everybody can hear their parts on every second of every song. There isn't any place where I'm like, oh, the bass got drowned out there, or, you know, I didn't hear all of that drum roll, or you hear everything all the time, and everything's at the level that we like it at. And, you know, Jacob is amazing at that.
So you would say that, like, in what way do you think he improved your album much more than the previous producers?
Just mix wise, basically. I mean, he really didn't have much to do with the production or the producing of the record, but mix wise, he can't be beat. So,
Michael, anything to add to this?
Yeah, this guy, it's like turning over a dirty automobile to a guy, and then you get it back, and it runs perfect, and it's completely detailed and looks beautiful, like it's got a brand new paint job. You know, that's the differences that I see. You know, I hear like the flat mixes that we do, and then it goes to him, and it comes back, and everything's like seated perfectly in the mix, well rounded. He's got any tonal deficiencies added or subtracted. The guy's he's got a master ear, and that's another aspect, and another talent completely. And that's why we sub that out to him to do those mixes, because he's got like golden ears, to hear that stuff.
Certainly, like I love most of the bands he has attached to him, like, and they sound really better. Like he's doing some magic.
Oh yeah, anybody that does Primal Fear and Volbeat and gets their sound, he's definitely worth his weight.
Yeah, certainly. We Primal Fear are friends. Like we saw the new stuff. We talked about the new stuff they did with Jacob Hansen, and it's like, whoa! It sounded so much better, Metal Commando. So yeah, definitely gold, Jacob Hansen. Great.
So, guys, after all these years in the metal scene and 15 studio albums, if I'm not wrong, what makes you, keeping you to make this, to continue and to make this so good?
I think we're just still hungry. We're, our ultimate goal is to just do Flotsam and Jetsam for a living. And for most of our careers, we've come home off the road and we all have to go, wash dishes or build houses or something to keep ourselves alive. And our ultimate goal has always been, we want to do just Flotsam, and we're so close.
Great.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that. Throughout the years, we've always had something that, like, we get to a certain point, our trajectory is going upward, and we get to a certain point, and something happens, like a member quits, or the record label drops us, or we don't have funding to go do a tour or something like that. And these last three records, from the self-titled, The End of Chaos, and then Blood in the Water, our trajectories kind of went from like this to now it's going like this. We got a lot of people that are really behind the band right now, and I can't emphasize enough, like, the chemistry of the five guys in the band. That's where it all starts. That's the nucleus. If that's working correctly, that's your carburetor of your car. If that's working correctly, it's going to sound good, it's going to run good, and then it's going to stay on the road for a while.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep. So earlier on in the interview, we talked about Eric's break from Flotsam and Jetsam. So Micheal, we never asked you the question. So you took in 1997 a solid break from the band. So I'm wondering, what have you been up to, if we may know?
Yeah, I took personal leave because we had management issues at the time, and I was in disagreement with that. It didn't have anything to do with the guys in the band. It was more like the business aspect of it, and then a couple of other things really added up that were just super important to me that I needed to take care of. So it was my time to take some time off. And I'm the same as Eric. I never stopped writing or listening to music. I still wrote during that time. As a matter of fact, I wrote a lot of the music for Ugly Noise then, and then when Eric asked me to come back, I presented that to him, and it was all uphill from there.
Yes.
Ian Jones, do you stay in touch regularly?
I talk to Kelly about once a week.
Yeah. I talk to Kelly once in a while. I haven't talked to Ed in a while, but Ed moved to California, and he's got a new wife and a new career and a new life and kids, and I don't think he really has too much time for me. So, but there really isn't anybody that used to be in this band that isn't still some kind of a friend. So, try to keep in touch.
Traveled nearly the world twice around, but was there any country that you haven't visited, and would you be interested in doing a tour there whenever everything backs to normal, or when the tour starts?
Australia,
Oh,
except for the spiders. I can't deal with the spiders over there, but I would love, I'd love to do a few shows over there. We've never been. Also South America. We're working on that right now. So, you know, maybe that's coming down the pipe too for anybody that's listening in South America.
First, if you are Eric, if you were not part of Flotsam and Jetsam, for which band would you like to play and why?
Ooh. Ooh. That's
Same
a long
question
list.
after.
That's a long list.
Okay.
You know, I wouldn't. I'd love to take Bruce Dickinson's place.
Oh,
I'd love to take Rob Halford's
Nice.
place. I'd love to.
which one?
Rob
Rob
Halford.
Halford.
I'd take his place in a minute. There's so many great bands out there that I would love to be the singer for, but my problem is that anybody I sing with, it ends up sounding like Flotsam and Jetsam. So
Good. Michael?
I don't know. I mean, it probably wouldn't be a metal band. I mean, I'm a huge fan of this band. I might, Tim Matthews. I might do that, you know. But they've got Tim Reynolds in there right now, and he's pretty freaking good. Very tasty guitar player. So.
Okay. Interesting.
Amazing. So before we introduce our surprise guest, do you have secrets for the new album Blood in the Waters that you can share with us?
Secrets.
Yes.
Tell us your secrets.
The big secret is that Mike didn't really play any of the guitar parts I did at all.
And I did most of the singing.
Well,
I don't think there's any big secrets about this record except that it kicks ass.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should go to our secret. So tonight we have a surprise guest who toured with Flotsam and Jetsam. So I will put him now on the stream. It's
Cheers, guys!
Oh, cheers, man. Cheers.
Yeah.